Greetings, this is Star Illumination. This is a little video to supplement the big video about the Aries North Node. This is for Leos, okay? Leo types. So we're getting a little more specific here. Please, if you haven't done so already, I highly recommend watching the support video that goes with all the other 12. It's called Aries North Node. You'll see it there in the list of videos somewhere. It'll help you understand this one better. If you haven't seen it yet, you can watch this one and watch that one afterwards. It works better if you watch it in advance. So I was just reminded that this video is also very helpful for some of you who are cross watchers. Especially since we're talking about the Libra South Node, the emphasis is heavily on relationships and sort of what's not working. So if you have a significant other and you want to have a better understanding of the significant other, you might want to cross-watch for them as well, if you know what their main theme would be, like a Leo or a Virgo or something. Watch that one as well. Might as well. Alright, let's just jump right in. So I made the astrodoodle in advance, save us all a little bit of time. The North Node through Aries journey is roughly July 2023 to January 2025. It's an 18.5-year cycle to go all the way around, and it's 1.55 years in each sign. Okay. This video is for the Leo types of folks. So we put Leo over here in the first house. I should mark that, shouldn't I? Really. First house, which means that the North Node journey begins over here at the very end of the 9th house, and it's going to progress all the way to the beginning of the 9th house over here. So this journey looks better, easier with the pen. This journey takes about from here to here of the transit. This is the transit of the Aries North Node for you. It's going to take about 1.5 years. Now, whether you've got planets here or whether you're born with a Aries North Node, we're not talking about that. We're just talking about this transit and how it may or may not impact the Leo types. Some people are really tuned into this stuff. They want to know as much as possible so that they can grow and evolve as much as possible. A lot of people don't want to do this. They deliberately choose to stay in their South Node vibes and want to start wondering, why is my life turning more and more into quicksand? So the whole point of the Aries, the North Node journey itself, is that it's a really fundamental, profound part of your personal astrology. It's not really about the planets and the placements. It's more to do with past lives. And in the primer video, you'll see what I'm talking about. So, for Leo types, the South Node is over here, transiting your 3rd house. So that's typically a house ruled by Gemini. So we're talking about things like communications, day-to-day activities, friends, associates, the back and forth of commerce and the chitter-chatter of everyday life, learning and studying, and the real entanglements of day-to-day life that all of us have to deal with. You know, we are today, these days, we're immersed in smartphones and social media, computers, ultra high speed of light communications, speed of light transactions, and rapid movement between houses and grocery stores, houses and jobs, and things like that. And that's normal. That's our default setting for pretty much everybody. But for Leo, it's more emphasized here. On the North Node, transiting through the ninth house, you're talking about the good old Sagittarius vibes, Jupiter vibes, all about, expansion of knowledge and wisdom. The whole idea of going out into the wilderness to learn and understand and get in contact with higher knowledge, higher education, higher wisdom, just to have big, bold life experiences. That's just part. I mean, there's so many ways you can interpret the ninth house. I'm just trying to keep it very, very simple here. So, in some ways, this whole axis is about learning and education and moving from a very comfortable place that especially in relationships, you in relationship to other people, in the microscopic world in which you're living, relative to the macroscopic big picture world out there where you may not have ventured very far. So over here, since this is what you're born with, the default setting, so you may have been born into this lifetime with very active social life, fun, lots and lots of fun, probably lots of, as a youth, perhaps almost like a party kid, lots and lots of intermingling of relationships, for better or worse. And almost to the point where you don't really know who you are without a specific relationship dynamic. So can you see how that could actually become a problem if you take it too far? Where you have the Leo type, have immersed yourself so deeply in the world of relationships that you don't know anything else. It's just like, who am I without a relationship? Who am I without someone to constantly interact, like on my social media, like always texting, always hanging out, always having to be in a constant state of communication with others, or especially significant others, boyfriends, girlfriends, close friends and family, co-workers, day-to-day communications, and being totally immersed in that to the point where you're almost lost in the quicksand of relationship dynamics. When it gets unhealthy, we're talking about codependency and addictive behaviors in relationships, where it's like you get lost in relationships, like, oh, well, you did this to me, so, like, well, what do you expect me to do? Like, well, I didn't plan that. It was just with you and me, and then little. It's just non-stop. Blah, 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 blah. And who are you? Who is the other? So you get so lost in it with the intermingling and the entanglements, trying to create what you feel is harmony and balance and maybe love and fun for yourself and for everybody. But in the process, you realize that not everybody is built that way. Not everybody specifically wants relationship dynamics all the time, all day, every day, with one specific person or any specific people. Some people just love to be themselves. And that's where this is going. You might have spent so many lifetimes just entangled, deeply entangled, to the loss of self, the loss of the ego. You're a Leo, so you're probably still going to have a very strong sense of identity and ego, and you obviously like to shine in your environment and be the classic Leo, bright star, center of the universe, Mr. or Mrs. or Miss or popularity, winning, achieving, succeeding. taking risks, adventures, even when you get into later life. Now remember, this is only an 18-year cycle, so by the time you reach 18, you've probably had default settings around everything we described. But when you go from 18 to 37, things can start to fall apart with this dynamic, because the default setting is being exposed for what's not working. Because it's a long journey there. It's not like, oh, I've understood it, I just watched a Terra Illumination video, everything's great, I'm here now. The whole point of the Aries North Node journey is to evolve and grow and release the past and embrace the so-called future, the place where you haven't been before. So in other words, evolving. And in this particular case, this is an opportunity to evolve and grow into the more Aries type of characteristics and leaving behind the Libra type characteristics. Now, the thing is, the Libra-Leo vibe is very harmonious. So I'm not saying this is really, really troublesome. You might have had a really, really fun youth and a fun, let's say you're watching this and you're over 40. You might have had also a lot of fun right up till you're like 37 or so. But after that, that's 2 full cycles. You might start to realize, wait a minute, there's more to life here somewhere. I'm missing something. And you start to get more and more allured towards the Aries North Node energy, because every time that you sort of accidentally venture into singularity, to being your ultimate pure Leo self, without the reference point of a relationship or a significant other or your local community, it can be very disorienting, but it can also be very dizzy and like a very delicious drug. Like, oh my God, that felt good. What was that? Oh, well, that's what it's like to be you, as opposed to being a significant other for someone else. Can you see the difference? It's a complete polarity in energy. Now, going up here into the 9th house, again, that's harmonious with the Leo energy. This is a sextile. I'm kind of stretching the astrology here a little bit, but this dynamic here, this is a sextile, so it's very harmonious, it's opportunity, it's comfortable, it's fun. Over here, this is a trine. Again, comfortable, taking it for granted, harmonious types of energy. So it might not be that hard for you to get a taste of this Aries North Node journey. So let's say that you do. Let's say you decide, you realize, like, you know what, I need to break out of my little bubble. I'm awesome. I know it. Everybody in my community knows that I'm awesome, and if they don't know that, I make sure that they find out. But it's not everybody's digging it anymore, and it makes me feel kind of redundant. And well, what are my options? Well, it could be the whole idea of letting go of relationships, releasing yourself from relationship dynamics and lots of intermingling and codependency of all kinds, not just romance, but everything. Parental figures, siblings, co-workers, friends, frenemies. From there, because this is so harmonious, it might be not so obvious to let go. Why should I let go of something that's so much fun and natural to me? Well, it's because there's more here for you. There is a delicious gift waiting for you up here when you start to navigate your life more and more in this direction. Like, oh my God, what does that mean, TL? Well, it means going out on your own, forging new horizons, new destinies, new goals, new ambitions in fields and dynamics, situations where you've never been before. Now, that could be as simple as going on big adventures, big trips, branching out of local trade school and taking on a high-powered academic course somewhere just to indulge in learning about something that you've always wanted to study, like maybe astronomy or space travel or whatever it might be, or geography or geology, something big and bold and way out there. And then once you get a taste of what that's like, oh my God, I'm learning so much, and I don't always have to be checking in with my significant other. This is very liberating. And so the more you head in this direction, the more tasty the journey becomes. It's like, well, it's time for me to just downsize my life and all the encumbrances over here and just get a backpack, a debit card with as much cash as I can spare, and go off on a big adventure. And then when I've got that big adventure, I can share that as story time with some of my friends back over here. But you don't have to linger here forever. This is about going forward. It doesn't mean you're not going to have relationships. It's just an indication that you're getting a taste of what it's like to be you. Think of Aries, Mars energy, the fighter, the warrior, the adventurer in the 9th house, Sagittarius vibes. Heroic journey, okay? New discovery, new horizons, vast new levels of awareness that you never had before. And they are perfect for you. And then you can now integrate all of that into your new identity and look at your old self from a mountaintop. Okay? And it should be very satisfying for you. Just keep going in that direction. Now you're going to have 1.5 years to figure it out. There's going to be a bumpy patch over here. Should have marked this on some of the other videos. When the North Node crosses Chiron. So you might feel the pain and suffering from this part, okay, when the transit goes like this. Okay, so just be aware. But in general, compared to some of the other signs, this actually could be a fun transit for you. Okay, break out from the quicksand of the highly enmeshed micro life and expand into the big macro world. Go on a cruise. Learn how to sail a boat. Learn how to go hiking and mountain climbing. Go bungee jumping in Australia. You know, big crazy stuff. Take your first flight in an airplane. Whatever it might be. Rent a small, here's a crazy idea. Go to your local airport or go online and see if you can get somebody to give you a joyride in an airplane and let you get hold of the joystick. A small single-engine airplane. Try that for kicks. Ha ha ha! You'll really discover a lot about yourself that way. Okay, so I don't want to stretch it too far because this is just fun videos so people can get a better grasp. Here's the North Node. There's the South Node. This is where all your gifts may lie, and you can tap into that like a treasure chest and bring that forward into your destiny, which will be good for you, but also good for your others. All right? Enjoy. Thank you very much for watching. Watch the other video. If you really want to go deep into it, by the way, you can go to terraillumination.com, go to the donate page, or go to the readings page and book a reading. Okay? You can figure it out from there. All right? Thank you very much. Take care, everybody. Number one, love thyself. You're number one.